sunshine. Thank you for rain. Thank you for joy. Thank you for pain. It's a beautiful day. Beautiful day. It's a beautiful day. Don't fuss and fight. Let us see the sunshine. Thank you for rain. Thank you for joy. Thank you for pain. It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day. Don't fuss and fight. Let us unite. We got one life, so let's make it right. It's a beautiful day. Yeah, it's a beautiful day. Hey. If you got life, then give God praise. You may not have much, but you're living day by day. You can't have faith and don't wanna work. Get up off that seat and put that brain to work. Hey, hey, it's a beautiful day. Yeah, it's a beautiful day. Hey, it's a beautiful day. It may not be the way I want it to be, but I thank you for every situation that made me.
Sunrise on 3FM, the best in the morning.
92.7 3FM, your urban lifestyle radio.
Lord, I thank you.
The best in the morning is on 92.7. Sunrise on 3FM. Sunrise on 3FM, the best in the morning. Accra gets busy on this frequency. 92.7 3FM.
It's 6 a.m. and in Krofo, mining leases over illegal mining activities. And much later, police arrest suspects after Indian national Devendra Singh was found stabbed in a car boot in Kumasi. We've got all of these and a whole lot more for you. Please stay with us here. Thank you for staying with us here on 3FM. I am Christabel Success Treve. Now, the Chief Executive Officer of the Ghana Grid Company has been asked to step aside pending investigations into the recent fire outbreak at the Akosombo Power Control Center. The directive issued by the Minister for Energy and Green Transition, John Abdullahi Jinapo, is part of efforts to ensure accountability and allow for a thorough and independent probe into the circumstances surrounding the incident. In a related development, there has also been a significant shake-up in the leadership of the Electricity Company of Ghana in the Ashanti region, a move seen as part of a broader reform within the power distribution sector. Meanwhile, the Energy Minister is expected to address the nation at a major press briefing scheduled for 2 p.m. today, where he will outline recent developments and measures being taken to stabilize electricity distribution across the country. He has a spokesperson and Director of Communications at the Ministry of Energy and Green Transition, Richmond Roxon, speaking to 3FM.
As we speak currently, we are within the Teshidungwa enclave. The announcement was put out, the publication was made, and then we provided a timetable to guide residents of that. The outages you are seeing now has to do with the fact that Akosombo Dam is out because of the fire incident that happened 2 days ago. And so it's not because the country of any transformer upgrade or any intermittent load shedding. I can tell you that as I speak now, in the next couple of hours, we're going to get some good news from there. The engineers have assured the ministry and government that we're going to likely get the first units up and running.
Richmond Roxon is a spokesperson and Director of Communications at the Ministry of Energy and Green Transition. The Electricity Company of Ghana, as part of its efforts to upgrade key transformers within its network to enhance power supply reliability, has commenced work in Teshinungwa. Authorities appeal to the public to bear with the temporary power outages as it improves the system. There's more in this report.
The ongoing exercise at the Teshinungwa substation involves replacing existing transformers with higher capacity units to boost power supply and stabilize voltage within the enclave. ECG says the project is part of a broader infrastructure improvement plan, which will include the replacement of about 2,500 distribution transformers across communities nationwide.
Today we are here at Teshinungwa substation to upgrade two 2026 MVA transformers to two 3039 MVA transformers.
The company notes that these upgrades are expected to reduce outages and improve overall service delivery, particularly in high-demand areas.
These projects is just to improve supply reliability, improve capacity in the enclave, to reduce power outages, increase voltages for our customers, and that we are expected to complete this work hopefully by Wednesday. We'll be done with the replacements of these two transformers.
While acknowledging recent power interruptions linked to infrastructure challenges, including the Akosombo substation fire, ECG says engineers are working to restore stability as the upgrade works continue.
A lot of our customers have suffered some level of inconvenience. We sincerely apologize to our customers for this inconvenience they are facing, and we pray and hope that very soon there will be total restoration of power within all our communities. Some customers have underestimated the extent of damage, but for an entire control room and other facilities to go down means that several parts of our operation areas will be affected.
Let's do some more stories now, because the Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, Emmanuel Amakofiboa, has directed the revocation of the Akango, Salman and Nkrofo mining leases belonging to Adamus Resources Limited for violating Ghana's minerals and mining laws. The directive is based on investigation reports submitted by the Minerals Commission, which established that Adamus Resources Limited had engaged in unauthorized and illegal mining activities in the above-named concessions in breach of the Minerals and Mining Act. The directive was announced in a statement issued by the Lands Ministry on Sunday, April 26, 2026. According to the statement, the revocation of the licenses is without prejudice to any criminal charges that may be preferred against Adamus Resources Limited. Away from that, the role of religious leaders in national discourse has once again come under the spotlight following comments on illegal mining by the chairman of the Church of Pentecost. A response from the Ghana Free Zones Authority has since sparked criticism, while fresh developments point to attempts to ease rising tensions. There's more in this report.
From Galamsey to corruption and LGBTQ, this is not the first time members of the clergy have come out to speak about development or a social menace in the country. In fact, in October 2024, the Catholic Church in Accra led a protest march against illegal mining and its devastating effect in the ecosystem. But a recent address by the chairman of the Church of Pentecost during the States of the Church address on illegal mining was not well received by the CEO of the Free Zones Authority, Dr. Mary Ewusi.
The extensive pollution of water bodies due to illegal mining has hampered traditional water baptism in some mining communities, necessitating a shift to synthetic rubber pools in several districts to carry out the ordinance.
Dr. Usi cautioned the chairman to stay in his lane and focus on spiritual matters, warning that if he ventured into what she described as political commentary, he should be prepared to be treated like a politician. Comments many described as disrespectful to the church's leadership. But the Chief of Staff, Julius Deborah, has delivered a teary apology to the chairman of the Church of Pentecost during a birthday visit at the Tresako PIWC in what is now being seen as a powerful gesture of reconciliation.
The chairman of our church, myself, Honorable Elder Ofusuampofo, our local government minister, and several others are members of your church. A few days ago, one of our colleagues, Dr. Mary Osi, slipped a bit against you. It was just a slip. It wasn't intentionally done to malign our church. I believe sincerely that you will forgive her and forgive us and accept us as your children.
Now, the police have arrested one person in connection with the gruesome murder of an Indian national in Kumasi after the victim's body was discovered starved in the boot of his own vehicle with multiple stab wounds. The deceased, identified as Devendra Singh, had earlier been reported missing, prompting police to commence a search operation to locate him. On Saturday, April 25, 2026, at approximately 2 p.m., police received a tip-off that the victim's vehicle had been spotted at the outskirts of Sabine Krofom near the Royal Lemuse Hospital in Kumasi. Officers who rushed to the scene and upon inspection found the lifeless body was found in the boot of the vehicle bearing multiple stab wounds, pointing to a brutal and premeditated attack. Before we go, fire has gutted the Sunyani Circuit and District Court B complex. The incident is reported to have happened in the early hours of Sunday. Critical court documents are feared burned, according to the reports. As of 7 a.m. on Sunday, personnel of the Ghana National Fire Service were still on the ground battling flames. Despite sustained efforts, the fire had already destroyed significant portions of the building, including offices holding volumes of case files. The cause of the fire has not yet been established, and all these are on our website, 3news.com. That's it for the morning news here on 3FM. I am Christabel Success Trevor. Business is up next.
Accra gets busy on this frequency. 92.7 3FM.
Hello, good morning. Welcome to the business news on Sunrise. Coming up this morning, Joe Jackson warns inflation slowdown is concealing deeper structural crisis.
We must get the companies that are exporting to spend more of the money in Ghana and not just to export and send all the money outside.
And Ghana Revenue Authority targets 3-year nationwide campaign to boost voluntary tax compliance.
We have dedicated the next 3 years as what we call sustained tax education. And the idea is we want to continue to educate all Ghanaians who are earning income and are required to pay tax.
Plus, government records 6 consecutive treasury bill under subscription in latest auction amid a shortfall of 577.9 million cedis. I am Christabel Success Trevor. We'll bring you details of our headlines shortly. Thank you for staying with us here on 3FM. Now, the recent moderation in Ghana's inflation figures may be providing a false sense of security, masking deep-seated structural weaknesses in the national economy. Speaking at the Made in UPSA Dean's lecture series, Joe Jackson argued that the country's economic struggle is less about short-term price fluctuations and more about a fundamental discipline problem. Joe Jackson framed the volatile cedi as a symptom of chronic fiscal and monetary imbalances that continue to haunt the domestic market.
To get the cedi sustainable, there are a minimum two things that we must actually push. One is that we must seek to retain more of the export value in Ghana. We must get the companies that are exporting to spend more of the money in Ghana and not just to export and send all the money outside. Secondly, we must control inflation and bring inflation down, because inflation itself is one big factor in the continuous downwards pressure on the cedi. Sustainability means that companies can plan. Sustainability means that we are investor ready. Sustainability means that there's no penalty in keeping your money in cedis, in investing in this country. And then we will start to see growth in the business sector and, most important, jobs coming out. So the cedi being sustainable is important. Jobs, growth, holding funds in cedis, encouraging people to invest. All these are important reasons why we should have a sustainable cedi.
You just heard the fellow of the Institute of Chartered Economists, Ghana, Joe Jackson. Now, the Ghana Revenue Authority, GRA, has officially kicked off a major nationwide initiative aimed at reshaping the country's tax culture, emphasizing that national development is a shared responsibility between the states and its people. Commissioner for the Domestic Tax and Revenue Division of the GRA, Dr. Martin Yamburiga, announced that the authority will commit to sustained tax education for the next 3 years.
The campaign is designed to move beyond enforcement and instead foster a culture of voluntary compliance among citizens and businesses. According to Dr. Yamborija, the primary goal of this sustained engagement is to ensure every Ghanaian understands their legal obligation to file and pay taxes.
We have done this under the theme, Know Your Taxes, Pay Your Taxes, Let Us Build Ghana Together. So we just want everybody to know that it is very important for you to file and pay your taxes as required by the law.
Over the next 36 months, the GRA will deploy a variety of educational tools to simplify tax processes and encourage transparency.
We have dedicated the next 3 years as what we call sustained tax education. And the idea is we want to continue to educate all Ghanaians who are earning income and are required to pay tax.
In charge of tax education and training at the Chartered Institute of Taxation, Timothy Boy believes that by demystifying tax laws and showing the direct link between tax revenue and national projects, more Ghanaians will be motivated to contribute.
Everything comes from the taxes, and so we believe that this awareness that we are creating is not the end, it's just the starting point, and people, Ghanaians, will see the benefits of paying taxes, and so that it will all help develop our country, so that you travel and the beautiful things you see out there, you can also see that in Ghana.
Now, Government of Ghana's struggles in the domestic debt market continued this week at its latest Treasury bill auction, ended in a 6th consecutive undersubscription. Seeking to raise 4.475 billion cedis to fund its operations and refinance maturing debts, government fell short of its target by 0.92%.
As government targeted 4.475 billion cedis, investors offered a total of 4.433 billion cedis, but government ultimately accepted only 3.897 billion cedis across the three tenors. The 577.9 billion cedis shortfall marks the 6th consecutive time this year that government has been unable to secure its full budgetary requirement for the Treasury bill market. For the 91-day bill, Government received bids totaling 2.756 billion cedis, accepting 2.710 billion cedis at a yield of 4.92%. The 182-day bills offered reached 717.64 million cedis, with government taking 664.37 million cedis at an interest rate of 6.96%. The 364-day bill received bids amounting to 960.08 million cedis, with government accepting only 522.48 million cedis at a yield of 10.12%, while investors offered nearly 99% of the target amount. Government only accepted about 87% of its original goal, with an undersubscription rate of nearly 1%. This indicates that while the money was almost there, government likely rejected some bids, especially in the 364-day category, to avoid paying higher than desired interest rates.
The governor of the Bank of Ghana, Dr. Johnson Isiama, has disclosed that the bank's 2025 financial statement will reflect significant accounting implications stemming from the country's recent macroeconomic stabilization. Speaking at a meeting with the Council of State, Dr. Isiama explained that while policy measures, including the domestic debt exchange program and tight monetary intervention, successfully reined in inflation, they also impacted the bank's income from government securities. The governor highlighted several outcomes achieved through aggressive monetary policy and open market operations. These include dropped in inflation to 3.2% in March 2026. International reserves reaching an all-time high of $14.5 billion. The cedi strengthening by 41%, reinforcing investor confidence and improved banking sector resilience, now translating into broader credit growth for the private sector. Let's take a look at how the cedi is faring against major trading currencies and how some of key commodities are also faring on the global market.
On the interbank foreign exchange markets, the dollar is selling at 11 cedis 9 pence worth. It's recorded no change. The British pound is selling at 14 cedis 99 pence worth. It lost 2 pence worth. The euro is selling at 12 cedis 99 pence worth. It also lost 1 pence worth. However, be guided that these figures could be higher at a forex bureau near you. On the global commodities market, Brent crude is trading at $105.33 per barrel. Gold is trading at $4,706.50 per ounce, up by $15.36. Cocoa is trading at $3,431 per ton, down by $27.
And that'll be all for the business news on Sunrise. For more business stories, please check out our website, 3news.com. I am Christabel Success Treve. Sunrise continues. Stay tuned.
For helping us with the 6 a.m. news as well as the business news. It's Treve. It's 2 Calabash. Now it's time for us to get you in the groove. It's the 3FM Sunrise here on 3FM 92.7. I want to get a few things off the radar. Then we can get into some great music. Kind Ketsi DJ Phil. The first is it's a Monday morning. It's the last Monday of the month of April for 2026. It's the last week for this month as well. I want you to just start right and start before you feel ready. Don't wait to feel ready. There's a quiet trap many people fall into at the start of a new week. They tell themselves, I'll begin when I have more clarity. I'll move when I feel more confident. I will act when the timing feels right. But readiness is a strange thing, that I can tell you. It rarely comes before action. It usually comes after you begin. Confidence doesn't show up at the starting line. Clarity doesn't arrive before the first step. They build as you move. So the danger is not in being unprepared, it is in waiting too long. Because while you wait to feel ready, time is moving, opportunities are passing, and momentum is being lost. So a little reflection for us today. We ask ourselves what we've been postponing simply because we don't feel ready yet. Ideas, one big step, a conversation that needs having. Maybe this week is not about perfection. It's just about movement. Starting small, though uncertain, but starting anyway. That's progress. And that's one I'll entreat all of us to take, because it requires that simple decision. That's our message this morning as we zoom straight into the weather as well. Our kind courtesy, the Ghana Meteorological Agency, who say that it will be partly cloudy conditions will dominate most parts of the country this morning, with mist or fog forming over the forest, mountainous, and a few coastal areas. As the day progresses into the afternoon, sunny weather will prevail across all sectors, with intermittent cloud cover over southern Ghana. Nevertheless, from the late afternoon into the evening, thunderstorms or rain are expected over parts of the middle and transition sectors, especially in the north. Great music, kind courtesy DJ Phil. Let's get you into it right now here on the 3FM Sunrise. I will get you into that pretty shortly as well, in terms of all of the music, kind courtesy DJ Phil. But if you're just joining us this morning, I want to ask a few questions. What's a power situation like from where you've been? I want a bit more in terms of details shared with us, because all throughout the weekend, I've seen quite the complaints from social media handles and what have you. But there's been some course of action as well taken. We've seen the CEO of the Ghana Grid Company being asked to step aside as investigations begin into a fire incident from last week, which has knocked off 1,000 megawatts of power, which is bound to affect the national grid in terms of availability. And so that has resulted in us not exporting power like we do. And so there's that part. Then there is the ejection and replacement of transformers as well. Ejection and replacement of transformers to improve upon electricity distribution. There's that as well. Right? And so does that suffice in an explanation as to why your power has not stayed on this weekend? We're streaming live on Facebook. Our handles 3FM 927. Same handles on YouTube as well, 3FM 927. Let me know what you think. Share your thoughts with us this morning here on the 3FM Sunrise as we get into the groove and get a bit more in terms of responses to the power situation all throughout the weekend as well. Right? And so that's one of the many things I look forward to hearing from you on this morning here on the 3FM Sunrise. And then from there, perhaps we can ease a bit into all of the other matters for you. The Chief of Staff yesterday rendered an apology. It's got people asking questions, the relationship between clergy and governance and what have you. I'm just going to bring back a report as well from my colleague Grace Hamo-Acheman on this particular subject matter, because it got people talking. I got people saying a lot as well. But let me know what you think, right? Let me know what you think here on the 3FM Sunrise. You can find us as well on Twitter. Use the hashtag 3FM Sunrise and send a message to us. And then I'll do the reading as well for you here on the show. But for now, we'll get into some great music. Kind Ketsi, Nathaniel Bassey. He called this one Yahweh Sabaoth. morning. A number of papers, some very new, I have to be honest. The updates I haven't seen before, the Supreme, quite a number of papers being printed these days. A lot more persons seeking error through journalism. But I walk you through all of them this morning, devoid of any controversy. On the updates, they say Hughes controversy deepens NPP electoral tensions in Lejokuku. NEIP commences grant disbursement under the Ejumera program. Chief of Staff tears as he apologizes to Pentecost Church over Free Zone CEO. Baumia honored with Asanteheni's Gold Award for Peace. If Heath Goldfields is not qualified to run Damang, how can they run Prestia Bogoso mine, which is bigger? Bondi community to Amaboa. Every father will accept a prodigal son, but no one will pardon a coup de terrorist. Achimeboakwa State Council declares. On the back page, they have a bit in terms of football. Arsenal's win over Newcastle was tough and physical. Odegaard, Asamajan fires back at critics. You don't know me. You don't know football more than me. And local players can't thrive on World Cup stage if given the chance. Port City coach. This debate. Local players thriving with the Black Stars at the World Cup. I'm not very sure of that. The Supreme Newspaper Parliament Committee backs Ghana Gas CEO, cites technical achievement as unprecedented. NEIP commences grant disbursement under the Ejumera program. Zoomline swiftly investigates concerns raised at PAC hearing. Hughes controversy deepens NPP electoral tensions in the Jokuku. Bondi community cries. Heath Goldfields. They're raising concerns about their opportunities or the availability for them to operate. The Accra Times next on my bill. Mahama sets Ghana on course for national AI ecosystem. AI can weaken social trust if poorly governed. That's according to the Speaker, Alban Bagbin, as he admonishes Ghanaians. Decongestion prisons. Mahama to free 1,000 inmates on July 1, Bagbin nominates Ahiafo to IP Resolution Drafting Committee. My beloved husband departs after 40 years of union. Daniel Sims' wife, tearful tribute. The exclusive. The presidency backs NLA KGL contract. NLA boss. Government reset leap adds 400,000 households. Court awaits users of forged DV plates. The Daily Searchlight. Lawsuit against Minerals Commission looms over alleged illegal encroachment of Prestia underground mine. They have an interesting cartoons. Mary's Gaff. You should get a copy of the Searchlight and see that for yourself. And Julius Deborah wept, apologizes to Church of Pentecost for Mary Usi's gaffe. Otunfo said to the second marks 27 years on the Golden Stool with high-profile honors and calls for development and peace. Police detained suspect in Kumasi killing of Indian national as Special Investigative Unit intensifies probe. Mali Defense Minister Sadio Kamara killed as coordinated assault shake military strongholds. Chelsea beat Leeds in FA Cup semi-final to set up Manchester City showdown. The publisher, CCTV catches immigration officer scaling Celestine Donko's walls. Hasbi runs to court. That's a very interesting development. Presby Church fires Free Zone CEO. We don't fear that woman. Chief of Staff weeps for mercy. Dumso hits 3 more regions. No power from Akosombo. NPP elders back capable Afoko. Daily Democrat Angela Liss receives prestigious Otumfuo Gold Coin Award. The presidency backs NLA KGL contracts. That's according to the NLA boss. Asantehene honors Prophet Uche for peace and unity advocacy. Attempt to destroy Adamu's Resources Limited exposed. Well, they have had their licenses revoked, right, Kunzo? Adamus has had their licenses revoked. Yeah, I think I'll just check, but I think I saw details of that as well. Energy Committee commends NPA for transparency. So Adamu's Resources, Akango, Salman and Nkrofo leases revoked over illegal mining violation. That news came out a bit late yesterday. The custodian, NEIP disburses grants under a Jumera program. Dumso bounces back severely. Businesses reel and households face mountain hardship. Zoomline probes concerns raised at Park Clare's Waste in Asante Achim South. Otumfuo honors Mahama Akufo-Addo Bawumia. Government revokes Adamu's Resources mining leases. The news center, government to borrow 5 billion cedis from T-bills this week. MTN equipping youth with jobs, skills, Fiagbenu. 6-hour Dumso timetable leaks. Greater Accra Ashanti voter tema divided into 3 groups. NEIP begins disbursement to 3,212 Ejumara beneficiaries. 4 banks line up for Islamic banking entry in Ghana. The BNFT Boankra Inland Port, a strategic catalyst for economic growth. Johnson Esiedun Ketia is saying this. Council of States commends BOG on economic turnaround, calls for wider public engagement. ABSA Group